Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Giuliano, and welcome back to a CannaChef's Life, the podcast designed to bring value to cannabis chefs through interviews with other cannabis chefs and sponsors in the industry. Today with me, I have a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm Isabel. I am 28 years old. I'm from Quebec, around Montreal. And right now I am a private chef, also for events. I organize events on farms to promote local farmers and artists and stuff like that. The name of my company is Farm Stable. And yeah, I've been cooking since I'm the age of 14. So it's been quite a while now.
So, out
Right.
of curiosity, what was the moment that you kind of decided this is what I want to do with my life?
I mean, I've always redirect to cooking. Like anytime I was looking for a job, like in a different field, I was coming back to cooking, finding a job as a cook somewhere. But yeah, the environment of working in a kitchen wasn't fitting for me at some point, so I tried to like escape from that. And then I went on a big road trip starting 2 years ago in Central America. I lived in a van full time with my girlfriend, and yeah, we drove all the way to Panama. I was also a lot in videography. I was filming and interviewing a lot of people on the road, like farms and chefs, stuff like that. Always around food. And then when I came back, I was like drawn to starting finally my own thing. The inspiration of the travel, all the people I've met, the way they do things in Central America. Also, I really wanted to promote like our culture and our culinary history in Quebec. I feel that it's kind of lost here too, as a lot of other countries in Central America. And so yeah, I decided to like go in that field myself, and promote farmers here.
Nice. So, when you went into cooking throughout your career, did you end up receiving any formal training, or was it always just on the job kind of work experience?
Pretty much always on the job. As I said, I started at the age of 14 in a summer camp, and I worked there like a couple of summers, like 7 years, I think. And then I got a job at some point in a resto bar kind of thing. And then I opened a couple of restaurants here and there. I had like a quick 2-week formation, like with the head chef from that restaurant. So I guess it got me learning new stuff every time I was opening a restaurant and everything. And then yeah, I watch a lot of TV cooking TV shows. I mean, that's not what's missing on Netflix.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Oh. So then, with your career as a chef, when did cannabis become involved with that? When did you start cooking with cannabis?
I think about 2 years ago, 4 years ago, I stopped smoking cigarettes and everything. Maybe 10 years ago, I stopped smoking cannabis because it wasn't fitting my anxiety profile, personality. And then, so yeah, 2 years ago, I don't know, I started like having other anxiety issues and stuff, and then CBD came in my life, and I tried to implement CBD taking in my daily basis. But I didn't want to smoke at all because I've quit smoking, and I don't think that smoking anything for me is good. So I wanted to bring that back somehow, And I've seen, like, I've started researching and everything, and I've seen that, you know, we could just simply make our own infusion at home. So I started with that, tested the, you know, the taste and everything, putting the buds directly in a salad or something. And yeah, it started from there. And now my girlfriend is, she smokes a lot of THC. So I do that for her, and then I kind of like gauge and test with her. She's my guinea pig, and yeah.
Nice. So in regards to the CBD, then, is it more along the lines of being used in like a savory profile flavor, or are you doing more sweets?
It really depends. My person really loves sweets, so I'm more drawn to try in sweets. But I've done some tests with savories with friends and stuff, and it worked very well as well.
So then, did you have a preferred infusion medium, whether that be like a butter or a coconut oil or anything like that?
It really depends of the recipe, really. I use butter a lot in general, with or without cannabis. So I enjoy butter. But yeah, in different greasy elements, I would say like cream. Cream is good as well. Coconut oil, I enjoy. Yeah, I don't have preferences.
Okay. So then, when you go and you make your butters or your coconut oils, do you what are you using to do that? Is it like a crock pot, or are you using some sort of specialized device?
Right. I got myself a thermal circulator. Circulator. Sorry. You know that thing that keeps your water at a certain temperature, and it kind of like mix it up all
Okay. Yes. Ooh.
or, you know, just in a mason jar. You can put whatever you want in it and put it in the water. So it's kind of a bain marie. I don't know what's the name in English.
Almost like a
Bain marie. Bain marie, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's my preferred method. I think it keeps all the savory of the buds.
So then, with that process, what kind of straining process is involved in that?
Straining, you mean to like get the buds out of the oil or something?
Yes. Yes.
Um, right. I mean, I use often I use the cheesecloth.
Okay.
A
Yeah.
cheesecloth simply to get out of all the get them all out. Sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, it really depends on the recipe as well. If I want to keep them in, I just keep them in the fridge, and it keeps marinating, you know, in the oil or whatever that's in it for a while. Yeah.
So then, in regards to your career as it relates to cooking with cannabis, what are your goals in the cannabis industry?
Um, Really, I wanted to promote the medicinal part of it. I think here in Montreal, Quebec, it's harder than in the rest of Canada. Really, the laws and everything, it's very, very tight and specific. And yet, there's not much that's defined clearly. So there's like room to play between that, I guess. And I wanted to bring that cannabis concept to my farm stable concept, where, you know, I promote everything that's grown locally, and with the hardworking farmers and everything, to put that experience in a farm to table dining, you know, gastronomy type of meals, and for people to actually understand as well that it's easy to cook with cannabis at home. Like, I might bring it into a most sophisticated level, but I want to be there, and I want to tell people that, you know, it's very, very simple to get information, to try at home, and everything, you know, for own health or home benefits.
So then in Canada, with regards to edibles, what is the licensing like for dispensaries? Do you have to get a specific license just to be able to cook edibles, or is it like a one license covers all type deal?
Like for me to be able to sell edibles, you mean?
Yes.
Here in Quebec, it's very, 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 very hard. Even here it's called the SQDC, which is the store that sell cannabis. That's the only actually company that is allowed to sell cannabis here. And yeah, I mean, all the only edibles they have is like 5 milligram THC drinks, like tea or something, and that's it. Like they don't want to promote any like sweets that can be appealing to young people.
Right.
So yeah, here in Quebec it's very hard, but I think in BC, I'm not sure what the law is exactly, but I know they have a lot more edibles available and stuff. Like we can order from BC, that's allowed, but yeah, to buy here in Quebec, it's very difficult. So I wouldn't be even able myself to sell any edibles, any weed, anything. Yeah, it's very protected. Yeah.
Well, then, on another note, when it comes to sourcing local farms for your cooking, how easy has it been for you to connect with local farmers to be able to truly source a nice farm to table situation?
You mean ingredients in general or cannabis?
Ingredients in general, not cannabis.
In general. We have a lot of good product here in Quebec. It's very amazing, depending on what region you're in. I mean, cheese to meat to all kinds of crazy veggies, and like it's wonderful, like all the local product we have, and it's quality product as well. So yeah, it's not that difficult for that side. I would say cannabis locally grown is a bit harder to find, I feel.
Yes.
I've done a little bit of research, but it's not quite clear how to get like the strain from the company in Quebec at the SQDC.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So then, in relation to getting that, when you're sourcing from local people, are you going to some sort of farmers market, or do you have a direct relationship with the farm itself?
Both. I do most of my groceries at the local market in Montreal. It's called the Jean Talon Market or Atwater. Those are the known market in Montreal. And then I know a couple of people there directly that I can do business with. And then sometimes I just go directly to the farm, or I call some producers and stuff, and they can send stuff directly to my home. And that's it, yeah. So I do a lot of contact directly, with the farmers, which is very nice to be able to create that community around what I'm cooking, to be aware of where it comes from and how it's been, produced, raised, or, it's very like brings me back to earth in a certain way, brings me back to the present moment and to really understand where I am in my life and, just what I'm eating. It sounds very profound, but it's simple.
Right. So on your van tour there of Central America, what kind of foods did you, if you wouldn't mind kind of giving us a food tour of what you got to experience?
Right. I did interviewed a couple of cocoa bean farms, coffee beans farms. Those are very popular in Central America. I did meet a chef in Costa Rica, like a young chef that had been traveling around the world, and now that is he came back to Costa Rica to kind of start his own project of, promoting local food in Costa Rica and all the culture around it, all the ancestral ingredients. And as I speak of that, I think also of another lady, an elder lady I visited in Costa Rica. She wrote a cookbook on an indigenous community in Costa Rica. So it's really like recipes from that community. It's called Sabores, and Sabores is I don't remember, but it's like the savory and the knowledge of Boruca people.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was very, very interesting. All the knowledge she had been like researching with them for 10 years to write that cookbook and everything, all the techniques and ancestral ingredients and everything. It was very interesting. I'm actually developing videos on those interviews right now. It took some time for me to get to those videos because I had so many to do. But yeah, I'm working on a Central America project now.
Nice. If you had to pick one memory, one day from your trip through Central America as your favorite, as the experience that stood out to you, what would it be?
God, you asked me a good question now. Just a bunch of memory rushing to my mind right now. About food, would you say it would be around food?
Yeah, let's start with food.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so one of them is coming to me right now. We are in Baja California, which is the little peninsula of Mexico on the Pacific side. So we're there on a beach. It's sunset, and fishermen are coming back with their boats on the beach directly, and they just set up, on the side of the road and the beach, like a parking kind of thing. And they just put out their basket of fresh fish they just caught from the day, and they just sell it like that. So I go to them, I buy a couple of fish right there, like red snappers, I remember. I don't remember the other ones. And then we're with a bunch of other people that are living in their van and traveling, and we're just parked on the beach. And then we decided to just cook there on the fire, the fish and everything. It was just so fresh, so good. That's one of the good memories I have. But I think those memories are very memorable because of the ambiance with other people. The feeling that you get when you're sharing that moment, and all the elements around food that brings everybody together. That's just the specific moments, that makes it more memorable for me.
That sounds fantastic. I got to tell you, I don't think I've ever had, and it's weird because I live on the beach in Florida.
Right.
I've never had fresh fish off of like fresh caught fish, just filleted and cooked. Never in my life.
Best.
So if you were to offer advice to a chef who's just now starting their career, what would you say to them?
I'd say the cook life, or being a cook in a restaurant, might be very difficult at first, especially for somebody that's very sensitive like me. I wasn't able to take the humiliations and stuff like that. And then I think I would say to not give up that dream or that passion because of other people pushing you down, or pushing your limits. I would say to bring or to take those, I don't know how to say it in English, to take those hard moments to push through. As everything else, basically, you take something that's negative and you push through the positive, right? And so to stay creative, to stay humble, and to find your direction on depending what you are able to stand in the cooking life, right? I don't know if it makes sense, but
I know I get what you're trying to
yeah,
get out of there, and I totally understand.
yeah.
Out of curiosity, how many languages do you speak? Just two, or?
Two and a bit of Spanish. I used to speak German as well. Not anymore. Not much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, was that taught to you through school, or was it just something you decided to learn?
Yeah, school. My first year out of high school, went to study languages, so Spanish and German. I did an exchange in Germany for 2 weeks, but it didn't go super well. The person I was with was like too shy, and then we just ended up speaking English at the end. But yeah, that was one of the direction I tried to take, and it kind of failed. But I mean, it didn't fail. I just improved. I learned other stuff around it, made friends and stuff like that. But yeah, didn't go through with it.
Right. Now, being such a young chef, do you expect that you'll continue to be a chef for the remainder of your life, or do you think it may just be a season?
I'm really a person that goes with the flow, I would say. I know that it's gonna be in my life for a long time, that's for sure, if it's not most of my life. But I never know what can happen and what other kind of passion I can develop with time. Videography was one of them. I'm still, in love with it, but I very prefer the cooking side of it. But so yeah, like I never know what can happen. I'm discovering things every day right now. So yeah.
Nice. Now, I have just one more question for you. This has been a great interview. I really appreciate your time.
Good. Hey.
This last question is a little bit selfish, but as one of the owners of the Cannabis Chef Union, what could we do better to help you and your career?
Really, I haven't been going or working much with the Cannabis Union.
Okay.
So I guess maybe it's because I didn't have much contact or interaction with your page, or so I would suggest to have maybe more frequently emails or things that are interesting to read about cannabis or cooking cannabis, recipes or stories from other chefs. I don't know, like kind of a blog, I would say, but not too long.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay. Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I had for you today. Thank you so much for your time. Do you want to
Oh,
do you have any
welcome.
parting words? Want to plug your social media?
Sorry?
I said, did you have any parting words before we go?
Thanks for having me. It was very a pleasure to talk about my life. It doesn't happen much. I mean, right now in being confined,
Right. Yes.
So it's great to talk to other people from time to time. Yeah, you can reach my page on Instagram, Facebook. I have a website, eatfarmstable.com. Instagram, it's just farms.table. And yeah, I have a newsletter on my website if you'd like to join. A couple of stories of my travels, the videos and stuff like that. Some, interesting things. And that's it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Well, hopefully we like to try to schedule our chefs for a follow-up interview 6 months to a year down the road. So we'll revisit this again and check in on you and your career. Hopefully, we can do all of this post-COVID, maybe in person, perhaps.
Right. It would be amazing to be in Florida.
Oh yeah, it's a great place to be.
Right, winter is coming here, so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really look forward to talking again.
Me too. Thank you.
All righty. Well, have a great night.
You too. Have a good night.
Bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this episode of A CannaChef's Life. I'm your host, Alex Giuliano. For more episodes of A CannaChef's Life, click our link up here in the top right-hand corner. For more information about joining the CannaChef Union or sponsoring the CannaChef Union, or if you're just looking to hire one of the chefs in our union, visit us at ccunion.org. That's ccunion.org. Thanks so much for watching.